Okay, so this is how you create set up your notebook. So right here, you can just click on Set Up Notebook, and this will be available to your students. For me personally, it just depends on each class, but I don't really get them into taking notes in this until I can see that they can do it with a notebook, because I found with just each year when I try it differently, the students that just dig right into the computer version, it doesn't really sink in, and they more or less just play with it until they really see the benefit of it, and then they can start seeing what works better for them. All right, so here it just shows the collaboration space. It explains to you how the teacher can edit the content and so can the student. So if you put something in collaboration space, just know that it can be changed. Content library wise, only the teacher can edit the content, the students cannot. So this is kind of nice. If you want to put something in there that they can get and copy into their own notebooks, but they can't alter it until it's in their notes in their own notebook, this is a nice option. And then the students have their own private notebooks that they can see themselves, and you can edit things and so can they, but they can't look in any other students' notebooks, which is really nice. So just click on Next. And then you can pick the students' like tabs in their notebook. I personally don't use any of these. So if you don't know for sure, you can just click Create, and we can go back later on and change them. But I'm just going to change them now, so because I know what I want. Language arts, writing. Oh no, I'll do social studies. Social studies, writing. Oh, actually, I'm gonna switch this. Sorry. Playlist, because this is like in my head, my students do a weekly playlist, and this occurs a lot. Language arts, social studies. Let's see, spelling. And then I also just add an other just in case. And again, if you don't know this, just click on Create and we can come back and change that. So as it's creating your notebook, when you open it, it will initially just have collaboration and content, and then you'll see all your students' notebooks. But right now you won't see any of that because the notebook that I created, I don't have any students. I don't know who my students are this year. And so I don't know for sure. And in the notebook, how I use it is to create their playlists. And then eventually I want them to do notes in here. But at the beginning of the year, I don't usually start that out that way, just for classroom management wise and to see, just gauge their ability to take notes. I mean, this is a hard skill for students in general in 5th grade. All right, so you can see on the side here, welcome, collaboration space, and content library. And within these spaces, you can add different sections in here. So you can keep this if you want. It just kind of explains what the space is for. But after you feel comfortable with it, I just delete it. There's no point to really having it. And then you can just create spaces. So let's see. What do I want to call this? I'll call this, again, language arts. I just kind of do the typical for each one. Section, social studies, new section, writing, new section, spelling. No, I'll just do other. So sections are nice because you can keep within this section, I can add a bunch of pages that relate to language arts. The only problem with this is students can delete this though. And the same thing in the content library. After you get used to it, I would just delete this. There's no point of, you don't really need it. But I'm going to create the same section. So I'm going to create language arts. Actually, I'm going to do playlist. Playlist. And you just right click. Language arts. Social studies. If it wants to be nice. It may not want to be nice right now. And then other. New section. Okay. So within these, this is kind of nice because then the kids cannot change whatever you put in here. They only can copy it out. So in the next part, I will show you how to add different materials in here for your students and how to distribute them.